Why should I mind? Why should I mind? What is love anyway? Does anybody love anybody anyway? What is love anyway?
Hello everyone, it's Valiety Jaye and welcome to Tea and Verses. I have my tea in my love mug, which is the topic of today's episode. But before I start that, I want to let everyone know that's listening to us on Classic 407 to come over to YouTube, like and subscribe, watch us and see us, and put on the notifications so you don't miss any of the shows. So with that being said, I guess we'll hit this topic. So love. What I think about love. All right, so soon enough you guys will get to know that I am pretty unusual. So love for me is not like love would be for most. And I'll explain that quickly by saying that I really don't see love as a general word. I see love as categories, and I've actually read this, and a cute little gem. That's actually the way the Buddhists see love, and they see it in 4 elements, and it's 4 different elements that create love. And the one element that I like the most was the one called freedom. And I find that in relationships, there's not a lot of freedom. And that was one of my biggest issues. To be in a relationship where love is claimed, but not actually shown. And also, I did a lot of studying with the Greek way of love, or the Greeks' version of love, and I really came to understand that one better. That one actually more suits me, and I'm going to just read through the different ones. Okay, so they have Eros, and I'm not Greek, so hopefully I pronounced these correctly or close. And Eros is a romantic or a passionate love. And then we have Philia, an affectionate love. And then there's agape. Now, I know that a lot of religious people tend to at least know agape, but I don't think they understand agape. Agape love is a selfless, universal love. And I'm not sure anybody really knows what that means. I think we say we do, and we might think we do, but I don't really think that we do. I think that that type of love is not even experienced here on this planet. I think this love you can only experience when back with source. I think it's a love that we came from and we're trying to find our way back to, but it's not here. My opinion, but that's how I feel. And then there's storge. I want to say it that way. And this is a familiar love. And then they have mania. It's probably mania, but I'm going to say mania. And that's an obsessive love. And then ludus, which is my favorite one because it's a playful love, like a flirty love. I like that one. And then pragma, an enduring love. And then philosia, which is a self-love. And I think that one is one that we really should talk about. The love of self, I think, is rare. I think everybody is running around looking for someone to love them and looking for someone to love, but not taking any time to love themselves. And I think it's so necessary to love yourself in order to love someone else. I think we think we're loving, but I find that a lot of love, especially in relationships, it's extremely controlling. You come in with all these expectations of, well, I love you, so you have to do this, this, that, and the other for me, or you can't do certain things that I don't like. And there's no freedom in that. So if you're in a relationship and someone claims to love you, but you don't feel free to be yourself, or you don't feel free to do what you like, I think there might be a problem with that type of love. That's not a type of love that I want to have anything to do with. In my personal experience, that was a huge issue. And so I had to remove myself from the situation. And now I feel free. No one should be in a situation, because it doesn't necessarily have to be with a romantic partner. It could be a family member. It can be a neighbor type love. I mean, these categories of love kind of hit all types of things. It's like the love for your pet is not going to be the same as the love for your neighbor, or the love for your husband may not be the same as the love for your kids. We love differently. And I don't think that there's a general word that just covers all types of love. So when someone asks, do you love me? You say yes. Because at the moment, it's a feeling. Like with me, I don't really believe in love in my personal experience. I feel like I could like you a lot. I could like you very, very, very much. But that's as far as it's going to go. I don't know about this love thing. I don't think that we really, really, truly know what love is. Love can be obsessive, controlling, and some people just become attached to a person and they feel like they love that person, but it's something else. It's something deeper. And I think that we should take time to look at and explore what love really is, because I don't think that we really know what that is. I think that we go by a feeling. And the way the Buddhists explained it was, it's really not about the feeling. It's about, okay, for example, what's that saying? If you love something, let it go. And if it comes back, it was yours to begin with, or something like that. Or if it doesn't come back, it wasn't yours to begin with. Well, that sounds like ownership to me. However, I get it a little, because it's like, if you really love something, you will let it be. You won't try to change what it is. So I'm not sure that that's exactly what we're doing, that we're loving someone. I think it's just something different. I think maybe we grew up that way and we were taught, or we imagined that that's what it is. But I'm not really sure if I agree that that's love. And then, so what is love? Anyway, does anybody love anybody anyway? I mean, do we really love? And what does that mean? And when was the last time you loved yourself? Now, that's another thing. Loving yourself, and what does that mean? So it took me a little while, and I knew that I had to go within to figure things out about myself. And that's why I went into the study about love, to see, because I felt like I didn't love. I cared about people. But this love thing, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And I didn't feel like I needed it. So I studied it. Why is it that everybody is throwing this word around and I'm not feeling it? So I studied it. That's when I found the Greek way of it. And then I bought this little cute little book thing. And I realized that it was really important for me to just focus on loving myself first, and not worry about why I can't love anyone or anything else. And like I said, it wasn't that maybe I didn't love in the way we've been taught. I can really care about someone. I can empathize with people, and I can like you a lot. But I'm not sure if I know what love is to say that I love you. So I had to go within. And so what does that mean to love yourself? Everybody thinks they love themselves. Oh yeah, I like the way I dress. Oh, I like the way I look. I like the way I talk. That's not really loving yourself. What I found, and I'm not completely finished with my research. However, what I've come to so far is that when you love yourself, you don't let others mistreat you. And I found that I was allowing at least one person to talk to me a certain way that I shouldn't have allowed. And that's when I realized I'm not loving myself. Because if I loved myself, I wouldn't allow that. And then I had to go in and go, where else am I not loving myself? What am I doing that is not allowing me? Or what am I not doing that's not allowing me to love myself? And I believe that when I get through this, when I really understand this and start putting it to practice, then I'm probably going to find at least this much of love where I could share with someone else. Until then, I'm not going to use the word, because if I'm not sure what it means, I'm not going to say it. I think we have a huge problem with just using words that we've been taught, that we've grown up to say, and we don't really know what we're saying. I mean, sheesh. Let's use the word government just for a sec. Let's break that one down. Govern, control, meant, mind. Ooh, did I say that? Well, I'll leave that one there. But that's not the only word that we need to learn how to break down and learn how to not just speak these things if we don't know what we're saying. I mean, I'm sure we said it. I've said it to my kids. If you don't know what that word means, you don't need to be saying it. Neither do we. We're adults. Maybe we should think first before we speak words. And I think love is a word that is spoken so loosely and expected to be heard. People expect to hear that word. Do you love me? The question is, do I love myself first? So I think I'm going to leave it there. I think I rambled enough. And I got at least one chance to drink my tea. So yeah, I think we should think about what we say, or really how we feel. I'm going to say something else. I recall in my relationship being told, I love you, before you hang up the phone or before you leave or just for the hell of it. And I remember saying, I love you too. But I said it because it was expected. Because in the beginning, I would say, me too. I love you. And I'd say, me too. And that bothered the person. So I had to start saying, I love you too. But I don't think I've ever felt it. I know I didn't feel it. I was just repeating it, just saying it so that the other person would feel better about themselves or feel good at the moment, whatever reason, to avoid a issue, an argument, or whatever. And so I said it, but I didn't mean it. So how many times do we say it and don't mean it? How many times do we say it and we don't even understand what it truly means to love someone, something, somebody? So I am going to pass it over to Phil, and let's see what he has to say about it. Thank you for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that we can remind you when we're on. And I'll see you guys next time for the next topic. Who knows what that'll be. Signing off. Bye.
Why should I mind? Why should I mind?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Tea and Verses. This is Phillip, of course. And today we're talking about what is love. I hope you enjoyed Valiety's section about this topic because she's explored it quite a bit. So, what is love is a big issue for her, and it's for me as well, and it should be for everybody. It's a very important question. But I want to start by reading a poem like I did last week. This poem is entitled A Sense Beyond. Chocolate silk, skin on mine, vanilla milk, contrasts intertwine. Coconut oil shine, you smell of rose, feeding my eye, filling my nose. Every curve an exploration, every smile your invitation. I am consumed, you take me whole, my flower bloomed, feeding my soul. All that I am is made new, a better man because of you. Your breast my refuge, the only rest inside you. Woman defined beyond words, forever mine, eternally yours. Thank you for listening to that. I know that love is a topic that's multifaceted. It can be romantic love, it can be love between siblings, parent and child, friends, strangers. Love your neighbor. That's also a valid perspective. But in this episode, I'd like to focus on romantic love because I think that's really the big issue for a lot of people. From my part, I would say that our society is a little lopsided in the balance of love because we focus way too much on the physical and the sexual, which are very important. I mean, we are physical, sexual beings. That's life. But there's a whole other side to it. There is a emotional, psychological, and soulful side. So when I talk about love, I'm talking about whole love, not just the sex, not just the physical appearance, but the soul, the character, the real feeling between two people. That's ultimately important. Love is a foundation for everything. Foundation for family, for society. On the individual level, it's a foundation for individual identity. A lot of us define ourselves according to who loves us and who we love. And that's okay. That's great. If you're going to define yourself by something, might as well define yourself by love, which is such a wonderful thing. So never be ashamed or afraid to speak of love, to show love, to expect love. I think that's really ultimately important. Without love, I don't think we could function as human beings. I think it would be very hard to function as a human being without love. And if you don't know how to experience love or how to give love, work on it. I think that's something you need to work on. If you're really interested in self-improvement, start with self-love. And I don't mean selfishness. I mean loving yourself so that you take care of yourself, so that you develop yourself, so that you have the ability to love someone else and take it from there. And I think love ends up being a really good habit. And once you get into it, you don't want to get out of it, you know, because there is nothing more exhilarating than love. I'll give you an example. I've been skydiving before, and after you skydive, you get a huge adrenaline rush and you feel awesome. Love is better than that. Love is bigger than that. And I encourage everybody to try and experience that. Look for that. Um, don't get stuck in the physical and the sexual. That's not enough. There needs to be more than that. And as far as choosing a partner or finding that person you love, don't let society define that for you. Don't let other people define that. Why? Because they're only going to look at what that person looks like. They're only going to look at what gender that person is. And those are physical things. And what you need, at least from my perspective, is someone who loves you back as honestly and as soulfully as you love them. And each one of you cares about the other more than you care about yourself. That's the important part. So race doesn't matter. Physical appearance doesn't matter. Gender doesn't matter. Love is love. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a wonderful thing. We cannot succeed as individuals, as a society, as a culture, without love. We need to celebrate it. It's okay. It's okay to talk about love. It's okay to encourage love. It's okay to recognize others that are in love and celebrate them. That's a good thing. So, going back to the question of what is love, love is the most important human experience. Nothing you ever do in your life will be more important than love. I don't care who you are. To give you a parent's perspective, because I'm a parent, I've often said that the closest a human being can get to understanding God and God's love is to be a parent. You will never know love like you will as a parent. That is the most mind-boggling, amazing thing. And it's not easy. Love is never easy on any level, but it's worth it. And as I said before, it is the most important human experience. That's why we're talking about it. That's why I get so passionate about it. Like any poet, a lot of my poems are about love. You read my books, there's a lot of love in there. Why? Because it's that important. It's that fundamental to who we are as people. You can't be human without love. It's impossible. So if I had to give you some takeaways from this episode, it is that love is important and you should encourage it, you should look for it, and you should give it. Give some love. Okay? As I said last week, and I mean it again, I love you guys. And I want you guys to love each other. If somebody wants to show some love my way, hey, I'll take it. But really love each other. And I love you even if I don't know you. And God bless. And I will see you next week. Have a good week, everybody.
Why should